Welcome to SUNCOAST FYI. I'm your host, Nancy O'Neill. Today I'm joined by Mary Benzel from the Van Wezel, Martha Collins from Sarasota Opera, and Alex Redman from IWMF, right here on SUNCOAST FYI. Van Wezel is a Sarasota icon that continues to provide quality stage performances for the Suncoast. And here with me now is Mary Benzel, the executive director at the Van Wezel, to share details about their upcoming season. I always look so forward to having you on this show because it's fun and informative and you have all of these great shows.
Well, it's always exciting to be with you as well.
You're so fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So you just announced your new season?
Yes,
the brochures
we did.
are just going out?
They are. They look like this and they're very
beautiful.
chock full of stars.
Oh my gosh. It was like going through a candy store.
I know, we all love
oh
those,
my
don't we?
gosh.
Looking at what's coming for the whole year, and
Yep.
it makes you feel happy.
Yep. So what can we expect? What's the lineup like
Well,
this year?
it's as always, we try to find something very diverse, eclectic, and so we cover all the bases. You know, it's just not just music or just comedy or just Broadway. So we have something for everybody.
Okay, well, we're going to tell us a little bit
sure.
about...
Well, you know, making their debuts in Sarasota is Disney's Aladdin, which is the huge Broadway production.
Okay.
You'll get to see the flying carpet fly across our stage. You know, that'll be so fabulous with Aladdin. And then we have Tina Fey's Mean Girls. And Tina Fey is so funny. And this is for, you know, young people alike with older people, you know, because we can see ourselves in these high school students and what they go through. And then Tootsie is coming for those of you that like to dress
fun.
up.
Yes.
And I saw it on Broadway. It was amazing. And then Blue Man Group, those are some of the Broadway newcomers. We also in music have finally gotten Bonnie Raitt to come and join us.
Oh my gosh, I saw her
Have you really? I've never seen her in
50
person.
years ago.
Oh my gosh.
In
Did
Massachusetts.
she have that white streak in her hair then?
Gosh, Mary, you're asking me to
I'm
go
testing your
back
memory.
a long time. I'll have to look at some old pictures.
I know. And then we have Scotty McCreery. You know, he won American Idol, and he has a bunch of hits on the country charts right now, which should be a lot of fun. And then we have Disney's Princess Concert. And that is, what I love about that is you find so many of these young ladies come in the little outfits and the costumes, and this will, you know, go from Cinderella to Ariel, and it's just a great concert. And Kat and Dave is actually Catherine McPhee and David Foster, but we've had them here before, but now they're married, and this is a special show that they put together during the pandemic. So it's basically coming from their living room right to the Van Wezel stage. And then we have Gaelic Storm and the High Kings and Still Collins, and then comedy we have Paul Reiser. I'm sure you remember him from Mad About You with Helen Hunt. And then with favorites, of course, we have Cats coming back, and Riverdance is making its 25th anniversary. Okay. And for the razzle dazzle of those of you, we have Chicago and Legally Blonde. I'm legally redhead, you know.
we are legally redheads.
We are legally redheads, you know. And then for comedy, we have returning giants like Jerry Seinfeld opens the season, and Jay Leno and Louis Black, and a lot of great fun things, because comedy is important, I think, right now. Yes. And then Frankie Valli's making a return engagement.
Oh,
Foreigners
they were fabulous.
coming.
They were fabulous.
Three Dog Night, Dave Koz for the holidays. Everything for you will enjoy for the whole season.
Yeah. And you have such a challenging job and difficult job.
It can be.
How do you choose your shows, Mary?
Well, you know, I'm in New York a lot. I go up, I'm a Tony voter, so I'm up in New York and I look at a lot, but we work with agencies and agents who have been friends forever. The only problem is a lot of the agencies are consolidating. And so then there's not as much competition. So, you know, I go and visit these agents, and we talk about what shows are actually touring, because I have to do what's touring, what's on the plate. And, you know, so I have an enormous season for the year after next. So I can't tell you what it is now, but I'm always working years in advance.
Okay. Will you try to get Tina?
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? But that would. Oh, you mean the Broadway show?
The Broadway show,
I was
yes.
Say she's no. I'm sure we will at some point, and I've seen it, and it's amazing.
Yes.
But I'm aiming even higher than that. So we'll try for something very exciting.
All right.
But this year it shows the tickets all are on sale tomorrow. Every show we have is on sale tomorrow, and if you're one of those lucky people who is a subscriber or a member of our e-club, you can get them before they go on sale to the general public today. So it's a great time to be a subscriber, and you can come down to the hall. If it's raining, you can stay toasty in your house and give us a call, 263-6799, or you can do it on the internet, which is easy. You can stay in your pajamas. So
there you go.
I always recommend coming down and see us because we're a lot of fun.
You are a lot of fun. And are you still having a dinner and theater?
Yes, we do. Madison's is our caterer. They do a brilliant job. I just happened to see we sold over 5,000 dinners last year. And last year was a smaller season because we were coming out of the COVID bubble. And that's a great way to go because you come early, you park close to the building, have a fantastic cocktail out on the patio where the sun is going down, have a great dinner, and then you're all set for the show.
It's beautiful.
It's a wonderful evening.
For our new guests here in Sarasota, if they haven't been, I mean, coming to see you, coming to see a show, having dinner, it doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't get any better, and I make a lot of friends in the hall. You know, I pretty much go to every show, and we have so many, you know, warm and favorite things like the Smothers Brothers, one of the Smothers Brothers actually lives here in Sarasota, and so we have them coming back this year. But I really, Broadway is if you want to dip your toe in, you know, come see a Broadway show. And we're actually starting the tour of Riverdance right here at the hall. So
that's awesome.
And for the holidays, what a great place to be.
Yes, it is. It is wonderful. Mary, thank you as always. A pleasure, and we'll see you at some of the shows.
We'll see you on Broadway.
Okay. Coming up, I'm joined by Martha Collins from the Sarasota Opera, so please stay tuned. Since 1926, the Sarasota Opera House has had its own place downtown as a vibrant pillar of the arts community here in Sarasota. With me now is Martha Collins, the Director of Education at the Opera House, and she's going to tell us about their upcoming Food and Wine Festival. Well, that sounds like just way too much fun for one person.
Well, that's why we want lots of people to be there.
Okay. So, tell our viewers, what's that going to be like,
It's a wonderful
Martha?
Community event. The Food and Wine Festival has been going on for many years. It used to be called A Taste of Downtown, but we've expanded it this year to include restaurants throughout the Sarasota Manatee County because we have such a rich amount of treasures to enjoy.
Yes.
And this is a community event that celebrates both these restaurants and what they have to offer, and our Sarasota Youth Opera program that we're so proud of.
Which is wonderful. Now, is it going to take place, I mean, the Opera House is not...
It's at the Opera House. It's going to be on the stage and around the stage and in some of the lobbies. And all of these restaurants come and sit up their tables and have amazing foods to enjoy. There's something for every palate because we've reached out to many different restaurants, and they have finger foods that people can enjoy that are a wonderful teaser for their restaurants. And there will also be raffle draws. Many of these restaurants have been really generous in offering perhaps gift certificates to their restaurant and whatnot, so that people maybe won't only enjoy this event, but can then go and see the full menu that these restaurants have to offer.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned that the event supports the Sarasota Youth.
Sarasota Youth Opera is unique in North America. We're the only company that has a year-long program for the youth that also features a fully professional opera production where they do the roles. Most other companies only, use the youths when they happen to need one, a youth chorus, say in La Boheme or something. But we dedicate this to them because we feel it's a wonderful opportunity for them to learn about collaboration, to build confidence, to appreciate everything that goes into the art form. And we are so excited because we are post-COVID and we're back on the stage.
Yes.
And so it was a lonely 2 years, however many years it feels like it neon since we talk about pre-COVID. But it's so heartwarming to see how joyous these kids are to be back in the room singing with each other, getting costume fittings and vibrating with excitement because they're going to get a costume and be on the stage.
And do they work with professionals?
It's all professional, only with all the professionals in the opera company. I will be directing the production. We have professional conductor, orchestra, costume people, sets. It's the full attention we give to sets and costumes that we give to our main stage production. I would have been over the moon to have something like this as a child.
Well, how do our children get involved in this?
Our children just come to the website, come join. We had a wonderful open house for Family Day at the Opera a few weeks ago. And it was really a joyous moment because so many people thought, well, let's go see what the opera has to offer.
Sure.
And we fight sometimes a little bit of a preconceived idea that opera is old-fashioned or stuffy or not for everybody. And it was fantastic to see these kids having a great time, laughing, enjoying it. So
what production are you going to be doing this year?
The production this fall is The Secret World of Og, and it tells the story of these little green creatures that live under the children's playhouse. So the children have to go down to get back their little brother and cat to save them. So they learn all about this other world.
Your website, because we need to tell everybody where they can go to get tickets for this festival.
Yes, come to the website, sarasotaopera.org. There's a special button there for the Food and Wine Festival. You can buy tickets online or you can buy them at the door if you're not sure what your schedule is going to be.
And when is this lovely
This
festival?
event is September 17th from 1 to 4, and come have a great time. You'll hear the youth opera perform. There's food for every palate. It's a wonderful community event.
It is, and it sounds delightful. Thank you so much, and I look forward to your upcoming season.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you at the opera.
Thank you, Martha. Up next on SUNCOAST FYI, I sit down with Alex Redmond to discuss the upcoming IWMF's Walk for Waldenstroms, so don't go anywhere. Alex Redmond is the Director of Development and Communications with IWMF, and she's here with me now to tell us more about the upcoming Walk for Waldenstroms that aims to raise awareness for this rare form of blood cancer. Good morning, Alex.
Thank you so much for having me on, Nancy.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've not heard of this. We know there's many forms of cancer out there, but what is WM and who's affected by this, Alex?
You know, Nancy, WM stands for Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia. That's right, it's very difficult to pronounce, and even some people that are diagnosed with it find it difficult to pronounce. It is a rare form of blood cancer that's related to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. You've heard of that.
Yes.
But it affects about 200,000 people in the U.S. and about that same amount in the countries outside the U.S. So it's rare. Sadly, it is incurable. But as they say in the newsroom, there is hope, and it is treatable. So that is wonderful.
How is something like this found, Alex? I mean, if it's so rare, I mean, what forms of diagnostics do they use?
I mean, usually people will have certain symptoms, but they can be very vague. It can kind of sneak up on you. We have a couple of members that are younger that are athletes, and one person rides their bike and they said, you know, I just wasn't feeling it. I was tired, and this went on for years and years. It took years to get diagnosed.
Wow.
So just lethargy, maybe some muscle aches, just symptoms that people would get with other common forms of cancer, but then it's definitively diagnosed usually through a bone marrow test. So that's how most people would get diagnosed with that. But younger people are now getting it as well, which is, you know, again,
Very
sad,
sad.
but again, it's treatable.
Right, and that's and there's always hope because there's been so many developments for so many other cancers over the years. So.
Yes, there is, but unfortunately, there are only 2 FDA-approved drugs, 2, to treat Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia, which is known as WM, because it's so much easier to say, but only 2. But there are many others down the pipeline, coming down the pipeline.
All right. Now, how are you raising funds? I know this is a new love and passion for you.
Yes.
For personal reasons on other levels, but how do you raise funds and where does the money go, Alex?
Well, thank you for bringing that up. I will say that every woman in my family on my mother's side has had cancer of some form. So it took me a long time to work for an organization and put on my big girl panties and say, now I'm ready to make that emotional commitment to something that is so near and dear to my heart. It is difficult to raise money for something that is hard to pronounce and that is rare. But blood cancers affect a very large amount of people. So inadvertently, the monies that are raised for WM will end up helping other blood cancers as well. And the way that we raise money is our member base, our community members do the majority of raising money. But we need people to know about this because so few people know about this. So if you know someone living with WM or if you care about people living with blood cancer, then this is a reason to give. And I think that one of the ways that we did our most recent way to raise awareness and money was we actually partnered up with a company called Free Will. And it's exactly what it says. Free Will. You go online to IWMF.com. You can create your free will there and you leave a portion of your will to IWMF. And yes, and then you also can get acknowledged by doing that. And it's and you don't have to think about it. Everyone should have a will because we should all know where our hard-earned money is going.
Yes, and to go where we want it to when we're not here.
Absolutely.
Now, what are some of the other programs that you offer, Alex?
Well, the programs that we offer for people living with WM are, we actually have peer support groups, not just in Sarasota on the SUNCOAST, in Florida, but we have them in most of the states and even outside the country as well. There are many countries that have support groups with IWMF. So we do help anyone. Everything that we do for our members is free. We recently had our education forum and we have more than 1,225 people registered for that. So that was incredible.
Wonderful.
And it was online. And we're hopeful that next year it will be a hybrid where we will have an in-person and an online option.
Okay, now where can our viewers go to find out more?
Oh, definitely. They can go to IWMF.com.
Okay.
That's IWMF.com. And of course, they can register for our upcoming event,
Which is?
Walk for Waldenstroms. Okay, so Walk for Waldenstroms is on Sunday, September the 18th. It starts at 10 a.m. for those people living locally. And again, if you don't want to do the walk, but you want to contribute, go to IWMF.com and it says Walk for Waldenstroms, and they can join my team. And I'm going to be walking. I saw you eyeing shoes, Nancy.
They're too small for me, but I love them.
But the heels are not too small. Here's the deal. If there's someone in the community that would like to sponsor me $500 or more, I will walk the 1 mile on Legacy Trail in one of these pairs of shoes, including the ones that I'm wearing. So I will go to any lengths to raise money and awareness for this organization, because if you met our amazing members living with WM, you'd understand. So I'm willing to ruin these shoes that I love so much in order to raise money and awareness. So if they go to IWMF.com, they can go right there to Walk for Waldenstroms, register, it's free. If they want to join a team, they can join my team, which is Alex Redmond 6-inch heels.
Okay.
And they can go there. And then of course, the majority of the money that we raise always goes towards research, because our vision is a world without Waldenstroms. It's a world without WM. We want to find a cure. Okay. And then the rest of the money also goes to support and education. So
all great stuff.
It is
all
great stuff.
And bless your heart for doing this, Alex,
thank
on
you.
so many levels. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much, Nancy.
We hope you enjoyed the show today, and thank you for joining us on SUNCOAST FYI. If you would like to promote your nonprofit or community event, we would love to hear from you, and this is a complimentary service. Please call our producer, Adam Huntley, at 941-361-4645 or email fyi@snnTV.com. To view previous episodes, go to snntv.com and click on the What's On tab. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next week on SUNCOAST FYI.